Hello, there we are again. I am doing the same video again because the previous one had no sound. So, as maybe you have understood, I am going to talk to you about weaknesses and awakening. I will not be very long, about 5-8 minutes, and I'll start with this simple line, right? It's like weaknesses and awakening. Your vices are the leading line to your healing. Please let me know if you cannot hear me by leaving a comment, and also if you want to express a comment or a question, I can see them and I will try to answer. Right, we were saying weakness and awakening. Your vices are the leading line to your healing. Quote, why doesn't anybody confess their defects, their shortcomings? Because they are still fully immersed in them. This is a quote. I'm not telling you now exactly when it was written. I will tell this at the end of this short video. But let's reflect for a moment on this teaching. It is the consciousness, the distancing from oneself, the look from the outside. It is stopping the flow of the usual things. This is what reveals our shortcomings. Let's go a bit deeper. When you are completely immersed in the things you do or you are, you do not see their flaws. It is proper to those who are awake to fully tell the dream they had. If you are living in your dream, you cannot tell. It is only when you wake up that you can realize you were dreaming. This analogy explicits the meaning of the opening sentence, right? It is only when you wake up that you can realize you were dreaming. This is the main thing. By your awakening, you realize your shortcomings. So we can then answer to the initial question. People do not confess their weaknesses because they are asleep and not awake. But in fact, I'm going to quote now another sentence which will probably seem strange in our era, in our epoch of science, psychology, technology, and all this advancement in the scientific fields. Only philosophy can wake you up. It alone can rise us from our deep sleep. Wow, think about this. Only philosophy. How will philosophy carry out this task? I think there's a question in a second. How? Through an examination of your life under the light of reason. Simple enough, isn't it? Yeah. You must catch yourself in a lie before you can correct yourself, said Seneca. I repeat that. You must catch yourself in a lie before you can correct yourself. You must catch yourself in a mistake. You must see yourself doing something from the outside before you can correct yourself. You will not be able to improve, to better, if you cannot see yourself. If you cannot catch yourself in this lie. Being aware of our faults is the first step towards salvation. This is what it is. So If you consider your vices as virtues, you will not search for a remedy. It's like the other thing. If you want to know something, you must admit that you don't know that thing. The desire to know rises from your knowing that you don't know. So, if you consider your vices as virtues, you will not search for a remedy. You will not search for a way to be better because you think you're already good. Your vices are not separate from virtues. Many people fail to take the examination of themselves seriously because if they did, they would have to confess sins, vices, or intentions they could not bear. These people will never wake up from the sleep in which they are sunk. For them, every self-examination turns into a joke, in sarcasm. So it's an escape. An escape is a funny thing, in a joke. If you recognize these people, you will see they are those who have pre-established roles. They are those people who are the walls that imprison you. Okay, this ends our brief video. Let me just add this quote from Epictetus. If the evil they say about you is true, correct yourself. If it's false, then laugh. This is also important. Why? In relation to what we have said. How can you separate, how can you decide if it is true or false what they say about you if you cannot see yourself, if you're not awake to the point that you can see the goodness or the evil that is in you? So the first step is to wake up, to get to the point of awareness, to be conscious of yourself, to examine your life. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great continuation of this day. Until next time, have a good life. You will find some links as a comment to this video if you would like to purchase my book. Goodbye.